Today is Adivas day, means day prior to the function. Tomorrow Navadvip Dham Parikrama will start in Navadvip. But we are doing by the book. So yesterday we heard 2 chapters, today 3rd and 4th, and then tomorrow Parikrama will start. Jai Jai Navadvip Chandra Shachi Suta, Jai Jai Nityananda Rai Avadhuta, Jai Jai Shri Advaita Prabhu Mahashoy, Gadadhar Shrivas Pandit, Joy Joy, Jai Jai Navadvipa Dham Sarva Dharma Sar, Jai Dham Soho Gaura Chandra Avatar. All glories to Shri Sachinandan, the moon of Shri Navadvip. All glories to Shri Nityananda Prabhu, the Avadhut. All glories to Shri Advaita Acharya. All glories to Shri Gadadhar Pandit and Shrivas Pandit. All glories to the holiest of all holy abodes, Shri Navadvip Dham. Shri Gaura Chandra descended together with this Dham. O devotees, I will now describe the different places within the 16 koshas of Navadvip. All of you should listen. 16 rivers are situated eternally in the 16 koshas of Shri Navadvip Dham. 4 dvipas or islands exist eternally on Ganga's eastern bank, and on her western bank are 5 islands. Swardhuni means Bhagavati, Bhagirathi, Ganga flows encircling all these islands, thus eternally increasing the splendor of Shri Navadvip Dham. The original Ganga Devi always flows through the center of Navadvip Dham, and many other rivers who purify the world flow here and there throughout Shri Navadvip Dham. Beautiful Shri Jamuna Maharani flows with Bhagavati Bhagirathi Ganga next to the western bank, and the presiding goddess of learning Saraswati flows within another stream. In the eastern part of the Jamuna, the strong and swift rivers Tamraparni, Kritamala and Brahmaputra flow. Brahmaputra also flows by Gwalpara Dham, the birthplace of our Gurudev, Brahmaputra. Gurudev used to do childhood pastimes in her waters, Brahmaputra. Sarayu, Narmada, Sindhu, Kaveri, Gomati, and other holy rivers who purify this world flow with mighty speed together with Shri Godavari. As separate currents, these rivers divide Shri Navadvip into 9 parts. According to the Lord's desire, these rivers sometimes dry out and then again become filled with water. According to the Lord's desire, a place will sometimes become immersed in water and then again give darshan. Although the Dham continuously performs pastimes in this way, it is always manifest for the most fortunate person, means devotees, they can see with devotional eyes. The devotee who has a strong desire within the heart to behold these rivers will attain darshan of all the islands and rivers. This kind of devotee will sometimes attain, by the help of his devotion, a vision of the Dham in dreams, sometimes in meditation, and sometimes even directly with his eyes. All these 3 ways it is possible to get revelation, transcendental. Direct, when doing bhajan or in dream. All holy scriptures call the island formed at the confluence of the river Ganga and Jamuna Antardvip. Sriman Mahaprabhu took birth in Mayapur, Jogapith, in the center of Antardvip. Gokul Mahavan in Goloka corresponds with Mayapur in Sri Navadvip Dham. Shvetadvip, Vaikuntha, Goloka and Sri Brindaban are always splendidly situated in Sri Navadvip Dham. According to Sriman Mahaprabhu's arrangement, the 7 holy cities, Ayodhya, Mathura, Maya or Haridwar, Kashi, Kanchi, Avanti and Dwaraka are eternally situated in their respective places in Sri Navadvip Dham. The city Maya or Haridwar at Gangadwar is situated in its actual form in Mayapur. The excellence of this place is described repeatedly throughout the scriptures. Haridwar is that Gangadwar. Ganga is coming from Gomatra. Then when coming down from Himalaya, that is Haridwar. One who even once visits Mayapur, the residence of all sacred places, easily crosses the material realm. One who wanders throughout Mayapur becomes freed from the control of the illusory energy and from taking birth in this material world again. Simantadvip is situated to the north of Sri Mayapur. With regard to the procedure of parikrama of Navadvip, saints and holy scriptures consistently state, O learned devotees, please proceed to Sri Simantadvip after visiting Antardvip, Sri Mayapur. It is, I heard some devotees, they say parikram. We will go on parikram. But that is not proper pronunciation. It is parikrama. That A at the end is long one. And you will find, I searched Srila A.C. Bhaktivinod Sai Maharaj, his recordings. He is also saying, as it should be said, parikrama. Not parikram, but parikrama. Sri Navadvip Dham parikrama, Tulsi parikrama, Mandir parikrama, in this way. So first Mayapur, Antardvip, then you have to go Simantadvip. That is why in Jayadvani we have like this. Jay Antardvip, Shri Dham Mayapur. Simantadvip, Godrundvip, Madhyadvip, Koladvip, Ritudvip, Janudvip, Madan Rudradvip, Shri Navadvip Dham. 9. In this sequence one has to do parikrama. Because first Antardvip is Atmanivedanam, devotion. All these 9 islands, they represent one type of devotion, but first one has to surrender. Otherwise, other forms of devotion will not be bhakti. So first Antardvip Atmanivedanam, then Shravanam Kirtanam, Smaranam, all this. Prahlad Maharaj said in Bhagavatam, Iti Punksharpita, one who is surrendered to Vishnu, if he does this 9 forms, that is the best knowledge. After visiting Simantadvip, take darshan of the island named Godrum, situated south of Mayapur. Then blissfully go to Madhyadvip. These 4 islands Antardip, Simantadip, Godrundip, and Madhyadip are situated on the river Jahnavi's eastern bank. After taking darshan of them, reverentially cross the river Jahnavi Ganga. Here it is explained. By taking achaman and bathing in her waters and then glorifying her with the prayer, only by your mercy is it possible to attain darshan of the Dham. So some devotees like Pundarik Bidyanidhi, they did not enter into Ganga inside to take bath, but only bow down and took some water on their head. Then, so reverentially we should cross, because Ganga is sacred. So first we have to bow down and pray for her grace, then we can cross. Then take darshan of the other 5 islands: Koladvip, Ritudvip, Jannudvip, Modadrundvip, and Rudradvip. That is, before I said that is Gangotri, where Ganga is coming out. One is Jamunotri, one is Gangotri, or Gomukha in Himalaya. Then, when coming down from Himalaya, then that is Gangadwar or Haridwar, the door of Gangotri is the place. So first this side, eastern side, then crossing Ganga reverentially, and another 5 on that side. But now Rudradip is also on east side, because Ganga changed her route. Effortlessly walk around Koladvip and then behold the splendor of Ritudvip. O best of scholars, afterwards proceed to the supremely beautiful Jannudvip and then continue to Modadrundvip. After visiting Modadrundvip, take darshan of Rudradip, then again cross the Ganga and walk to Mayapur. See, Rudradip before was on that side, but nowadays it is on this side. But our Mats Parikrama, it will go in this sequence. And on the last day, we also go to Rudradip, but from this side, not crossing Ganga, because now it is on this side. In Mayapur, respectfully enter Jagannath Mishra and Mother Sachi's temple, Jogapith, to take darshan of Mahaprabhu. This is always the procedure for performing the 16 koshas Navadvip Dham Parikrama. This Parikrama is the abode for the jivas to attain unlimited happiness. According to the opinion of all devotees, the best time for performing Parikrama is from Makari Saptami to Falgun Purnima. Falgun Purnima is Gaur Purnima, appearance day of Mahaprabhu. That is why we are starting Parikrama now, so that we will finish on Purnima. Means one day before Purnima we finish, because Gaur Purnima is big festival. One who, after completing the Parikrama of Sri Navadvip Dham, takes darshan of Mayapur on Sri Gaur Purnima, will attain qualification for bhakti through the mercy of the shade of Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu and Sri Nityananda's divine feet. In this chapter, I have in brief presented a description of the Parikrama of Sri Navadvip Dham. Now, in the following chapters, I will describe it in detail. Please listen attentively. One who performs Parikrama of the 168 miles of Sri Gauramandal quickly obtains the treasure of Gaur Prema. Gaur Mandal means whole that Bengal, where many Mahaprabhu associates they appeared. And part of Gaur Mandal is Navadwip, Dham. That Navadwip, Dham. But here it is written, there is parikrama also. Some our devotees they do, like Shantipur and that I forgot Raghunath and Das Goswami, means many associates of Mahaprabhu where they appeared. Devotees they do, and in Bangladesh also that is also. So some devotees they do. Bhaktivinod, whose only desire is to attain the cooling shade of the lotus feet of Sri Nityananda Prabhu and Sri Jannabadevi, reveals this truth. Chapter 4. All glories to Sri Sachinandan, the moon of Navadwip. All glories to Sri Nityananda Prabhu, the Avadhut. All glories to the essence of all holy abodes, Sri Navadwip Dham, where Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has descended. O brother, the result one obtains by residing at any of the other holy places for many days will be received by residing for only one day in Sri Navadwip. Listen, O saintly persons, as I sing the description found in the scriptures of the parikrama of this Sri Navadwip Dham. The message of the holy scriptures, the words of the Vaishnavas, and the order of Sriman Mahaprabhu, these three are the treasures of my life. Taking shelter of these three, I will describe the procedure of Sri Navadwip Parikrama. All of you, please listen. When Sri Jiva Goswami gave up his home, he called out, Nodia, Nodia, that is Navadwip, with an anxious heart. For the entire journey from his place of residence, Chandradwip, to Sri Navadwip Dham, streams of tears flowed from his eyes. While crying, he called out with a loud voice, O life of the living entities, O Sri Gaurango, O Nityananda Prabhu, when will you bestow your mercy upon me and give me your darshan? Alas, alas, O Sri Navadwip Dham, the essence of all holy abodes, when will I receive your darshan? Repeatedly crying out like this, he continued on his way. That is Katwa also and Kulingram. All these are in Gaura Mandal places where Mahaprabhu is associated, like Eka Chakra, all this, and where Raghunath Das Goswami appeared and others. Sri Jiva Goswami's unprecedented beauty was due to his youthfulness, his handsome, well-built body, and his extreme renunciation. As you know, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was in Ramkeli village, he blessed Rupa and Sanatan, and they eventually renounced their household life and went to Vrindavan. At that time, Jiva Goswami, although he had so much wealth and palace and everything, but he was not interested. He had no interest in these worldly things, Only he was interested in bhajan. So he also eventually renounced, and first he came here, and now it will be described. After many days of walking, Sri Jiva Goswami reached Sri Navadwip Dham. His heart was always overwhelmed with feelings of prema. Seeing Sri Navadwip Dham from a distance, he offered his obeisances and became unconscious. After some time, he calmed down. With the hairs on his body standing on end, he entered Sri Navadwip Dham. Upon arriving at Barakona Ghat, he inquired from everyone, "Where is Sri Nityananda Prabhu? Please show me." Barakona Ghat is where Mahaprabhu used to take bath also. And debating with that Digvijay Pandit, Barakona Ghat. We will, in Parikrama, you go there. Now it is not visible to our eyes, but it is indicated, mentioned. Seeing Sri Jiva Goswami immersed in deep ecstasy, a virtuous man took him to where Sri Nityananda Prabhu was staying. Sri Nityananda Prabhu knew in his heart that Sri Jiva was coming to see him right then. Extremely blissful, he laughed loudly. Sri Nityananda Prabhu ordered his servants to search for Sri Jiva and bring him near to him. Many Vaishnavas went here and there, searching and calling out for Sri Jiva. When they saw Sri Jiva Goswami's body decorated with divine ecstatic symptoms, they could understand that this was, without a doubt, Jiva Goswami. Someone came forward and with great prema told Jiva about Sri Nityananda Prabhu's order. Upon hearing the name of Sri Nityananda Prabhu, Sri Jiva became unconscious and fell to the ground. After some time, Sri Jiva got up and said, "I am most fortunate. Even such a wretched person as me has received the mercy of Sri Nityananda Prabhu." With a joyful heart, Sri Jiva Goswami offered his prostrated obeisances to all those Vaishnavas and prayed, "If all of you bestow your mercy upon a person like me, then I can also attain the lotus feet of Sri Nityananda Prabhu." All the Shastras proclaim this. By the associates of Nityananda Prabhu, we can come to him. Like associates of Krishna, in that way we can come, not directly. Seeing the great fortune of Sri Jiva Goswami, some of the Vaishnavas took the dust of his feet and observed a festival. In other words, with delighted hearts, they smeared that dust over their bodies. They all took Jiva Goswami to Sri Nityananda Prabhu, who was from time to time singing the pastimes of Sri Krishna in the midst of many Vaishnavas. Upon seeing the transcendental form of Sri Nityananda Prabhu, extraordinary transcendental emotions arose in the body of Jiva Goswami. Ah, what an unprecedented beauty I behold today. Exclaiming like this, Sri Jiva fell to the ground unconscious. Sri Nityananda Prabhu, who is supremely compassionate, lifted Jiva up and accepted him as his own associate. Sri Jiva Goswami, overcome with emotion, stood up with folded hands and began to speak to Sri Nityananda Prabhu. O Lord, you are the forum of the universe, the abode of the universe, and directly Sri Balaram. What do I know of your noble virtues? You are my eternal master, and I am your eternal servant. My only longing is to attain shelter at your lotus feet. One who receives your mercy can easily attain Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's lotus feet and become immersed in nectar like prema. Even if someone worships Sri Gauranga in his heart for hundreds of births, without your mercy, he will not be able to attain Sriman Mahaprabhu. If Sri Gaura Hari wishes to punish someone, you can protect him. But if you punish someone, Sriman Mahaprabhu will never protect that person. Therefore, O Lord, on the strength of my pious credits, I have received shelter at your lotus feet. Please give me your mercy and approval that I may obtain Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu's darshan and develop attachment to him. Yes. I think that Raghunath Das Goswami's birthplace is Saptagram. Or something. I have to read, I forgot. But Saptagram, I know, is one of the places which also in Gauramandal, so many places are there. But Navadwip is in the center because there Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared. In Jiva Goswami is saying, in my childhood, Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu visited the village of Ramkeli and gave my two uncles, means Rupa and Sanatan, shelter at his lotus feet. Since that time, when my tear-filled eyes first beheld the form of Sri Gaura, this same form has appeared constantly within my heart. I fell at Sri Gauranga's lotus feet and offered my obeisances. Touching his divine body, I became filled with great happiness. At that time, Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu told me, O Jiva, now study the holy scriptures. When you have finished, go to Sri Navadwip, where you will receive everything at the lotus feet of Sri Nityananda Prabhu. Being destitute, I took his order to heart and learned as much as I could. In Chandradvip, I studied literature and other subjects, but I could not find any Vedanta Acharya to my liking. Sriman Mahaprabhu instructed me to study the Vedanta and to reveal Krishna Bhakti in accordance with it. Now I have come to Navadwip and surrendered unto your lotus feet. I will carry out whatever order you give me. If you give me permission, I will go to Sri Kshetra Mandal, means Puri. There I may take darshan of the Lord's lotus feet and study Vedanta at the residence of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. After hearing the sweet words of Jiva, Sri Nityananda Prabhu took him on his lap and, unable to check himself, began to weep. Sri Nityananda Prabhu said, O Jiva, hear my confidential words. Rupa and Sanatan know all the established philosophical truths, tattvas. They know. Sriman Mahaprabhu has ordered me to tell you to neither go to Kshetra Mandal, means Puri, nor to stay here in Navadwip. Everyone knows that you and the two brothers, Rupa and Sanatan, are Mahaprabhu's one-pointed servants. My order to you is this. Go to Varanasi and study Vedanta under Sri Madhusudan Vachaspati. From there, go straight to Vrindavan, where you will receive the mercy of Sri Rupa and Sri Sanatan. Under the guidance of Sri Rupa, worship the divine couple, Sri Sri Radha Krishna, and deliberate upon the Vedanta and other Shastras. You should preach that the spotless Mahapuran, Pramanam Amalam, spotless, without any dirt, spotless Mahapuran Srimad Bhagavatam, composed by Krishna Dvaipayan Sri Vedavyas, the author of Vedanta Sutra, is the essence of all holy scriptures and the genuine commentary on Vedanta Sutra. You know already that while bestowing his mercy upon Sarvam Bhattacharya, Sri Gaura Hari explained Sri Brahma Sutra or Vedanta Sutra according to Srimad Bhagavatam. Sarvam carefully taught this knowledge to Sri Madhusudan Vachaspati in Sri Jagannath Puri. On the order of the Lord, this same Madhusudan Vachaspati now lives in Varanasi. You should go there and meet him. Externally, Madhusudan Vachaspati is a traditional Vedantist who teaches sannyasis of the Shankar Sampradaya. However, at the appropriate time, when they have developed faith, he gives mercy to them by conveying the meaning of the sutras in accordance with Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu's explanations. Now, there is no need to write a separate commentary on the Vedanta Sutra because all the sutras are truly explained in Srimad Bhagavatam. When there will be a need for a commentary, Sri Govinda Bhasya will manifest itself. Because Gopinath Acharya is related to Sarvam Bhattacharya, he also heard the commentary from Sri Mahaprabhu's mouth when Mahaprabhu explained it to Sarvam Bhattacharya in Puri. At the appropriate time, by the desire of the Lord, he, means Gopinath Acharya, who is brother-in-law of Sarvam Bhattacharya, will take birth as Baladev Vidyabhushan and will conquer Jaipur. He will go there, reveal the commentary named Sri Govinda Bhasya, and liberate the jivas by manifesting service to Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu's lotus feet. The two brothers, Sri Rupa and Sri Sanatan, will tell you all these confidential topics in detail. Hearing the words of Sri Nityananda Prabhu, Sri Jiva Goswami started weeping and rolled on the ground. He then fell unconscious. So Jiva Goswami studied all scriptures when he was young. Of course, he's Bilas Manjari in Krishna Lila. He knows everything. And Gopi Manjari. He appeared to enrich Mahaprabhu's Shastra and Jiva Goswami, so he learned all Shastra in order to give evidence of Mahaprabhu's teaching by quoting all Shastras and to refute Mayavat explanation of Shastra, which was prominent at that time. So that was his seva. So though he did not write direct commentary to all the sutras of Brahma Sutra, but in his Sat Sandarbhas, 6 Sandarbhas, he explained all tattvas about Supreme Lord, Jiva, time, Prakriti, all the topics of Vedanta Sutra he explained, giving evidences from Bhagavatam and Upanishads, Vedanta Sutra also quoting from everywhere, so that he explained, means he gave evidence of all scriptures for Mahaprabhu's teaching. Mahaprabhu only said 8 shlokas, so Shikastaka, everything is there inside. But he revealed how about the teaching that, and also you will find in this Govinda Bhasya, Baladev Vidyabhushan's commentary, that is based on Mahaprabhu's explanation. That is why you will find there inside explanation of Vaidhi Bhakti and Raganuga Bhakti, which is not, you will not find in Ramanuja's explanation. Because sutras, they may have different ways how to explain certain points, but he spoke about this and about Krishna in Vrindavan, and all these things he included in the commentary to Vedanta Sutra. You will not find in others, but it is there. And because the Vedanta means the Upanishads, they may be explained according to Gyan understanding, that there is no difference between Jiva and Brahma in ultimate liberated state. In this way, Shankaracharya explained, and other Brahmavadis, it may be understood in that way, like Gyan Yoga. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ordered Jiva Goswami, you should show that Upanishads and Vedanta Sutra are actually speaking about eternal devotion to Supreme Lord. That is, you have to show. And Baladev Vidyabhushan also did. Ramanuja also explained in the devotional way. Hearing the words of Sri Nityananda Prabhu, Sri Jiva Goswami started weeping and rolled on the ground. He then fell unconscious. Sri Nityananda Prabhu bestowed his mercy on Sri Jiva Goswami by putting his 2 lotus feet on his head, thus infusing him with spiritual strength. Also, Srila Bhaktivinod Thakur, if you read his books, then you will find this. He's quoting from Upanishads like in Jaiva Dharma and from Bhagavatam, Vedanta Sutra also, and he wrote one is Amnaya Sutra about the 10 points of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teaching, and he's giving evidences from Upanishads and Bhagavatam and also Chaitanya Charitamrita. And he wrote another one, Tattva Sutra, there also he's giving evidences. In same way as Jiva Goswami did in Sat Sandarbha, Bhaktivinod Thakur also quoted. Sri Nityananda Prabhu bestowed his mercy on Sri Jiva Goswami by putting his 2 lotus feet on his head, thus infusing him with spiritual strength. There is one Upanishad, Gopal Tapani Upanishad. There, it is directly about Krishna in Vrindavan. So you will find in Baladev Vidyabhushan's commentary, he often quotes from there and gives point. Sri Jiva Goswami began to dance in the assembly of the Vaishnavas, chanting all glories to Sri Gauranga, all glories to Nityananda Rai. Seeing Sri Nityananda Prabhu's mercy upon Jiva Goswami, Srivas and all the great devotees present there began to dance and chant the names of Sri Gauranga Nityananda, making the place auspicious with their loud chanting. After some time, Sri Nityananda Prabhu stopped dancing, took Jiva with him and sat down. It was arranged for Sri Jiva Goswami to stay in Srivas Angan. Shri Jiva Goswami again came to see Shri Nityananda Prabhu in the evening. Shri Nityananda Prabhu was sitting in solitude, singing the glories of Shri Gaurahuri. Shri Jiva offered his obeisances at the Lord's feet. With care, Shri Nityananda Prabhu seated Jiva next to him. Shri Jiva Goswami folded his hands and humbly said, O Lord, please be merciful and describe in detail the true nature of Shri Navadvip Dham. Shri Nityananda Prabhu said, O Jiva, I will certainly tell you about this highly confidential topic, but you must keep it in your heart. For now, do not reveal this tattva here and there. At the close of the Lord's manifest pastimes, it will reveal itself naturally. This Navadvip is the essence of all holy abodes. After crossing the river Shri Biraja, Brahmadham, and so on, Brahmadham means Brahmajyoti, one comes to Vaikuntha. Beyond Vaikuntha is Shvetadvip, Shri Goloka. Above Shri Goloka is Krishna Loka, Gokula, and Vrindavan. This abode, Shri Krishna Loka, manifests in two transcendental moods, bhavas, that nourish rasa, sweetness and munificence, madhurja and audarja. Although audarja exists in full within madhurja, and madhurja exists in full within audarja, that section of Shri Krishna Loka in which madhurja predominates is known by fortunate persons as Vrindavan. And the section of Shri Krishna Loka in which audarja predominates is called Shri Navadvip Dham in all the Vedas. There is no difference between Vrindavan and Navadvip. They are distinguished only by rasa. That is why you will find one is Radha Krishna's Ashtakalya Lila, another is Gauranga Mahaprabhu's Ashtakalya Lila also, because that is eternal Dham, always existing as one part of Vrindavan. This Dham is eternally perfect, transcendental and unlimited. A person with material intelligence cannot fathom the extent of it. Influenced by Hladini Shakti, the living entities give up their material occupational duties, dharma, and attain their real dharma on the strength of eternally perfected knowledge. By Hladini Shakti means by Sarup Shakti, by that devotion in us can be awakened. Navadvip in its entirety is a transcendental manifestation. Shri Gauranga Mahaprabhu performs his pastimes in this very Dham. With material eyes, people perceive this place to be like any other. This is because the illusory energy covers their eyes and hides the real eternal abode of the Lord. In Shri Navadvip, there is no mundane place or time that is influenced by Maya, and the jivas here are not entangled in material illusion. However, being bound by his fruitive activities, the jiva becomes controlled by illusion, Maya, and sees Shri Navadvip Dham as a material place. Those jiva who become averse to Krishna, they are under the influence of Maya, they are unable to perceive the real nature of Dham. When by good fortune, through the association of saintly persons, prema appears in a jiva, he will see Shri Navadvip Dham as the manifest transcendental Vaikuntha Loka. Then he will always see with his own eyes all the transcendental components of the Dham, such as the length and time. Length is also there, time also, but they are transcendental. I have described the real truth of Sri Navadvip Dham in your presence. O Jiva, being situated in pure goodness, Shuddha Sattva, please deliberate upon this Tattva. Bhaktivinod, desiring to attain the lotus feet of Sri Nityananda Prabhu and Sri Navadvip, is revealing this confidential truth. I'm starting next chapter till we come to that point. All glories to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the son of Mother Sachi. All glories to Sri Nityananda Prabhu, the life of Sri Jannava. All glories to Sri Navadvip Dham, the essence of all other holy abodes. Sri Gaura Hari descended here in Kali Yuga. Sri Nityananda Prabhu told Sri Jiva Goswami, this Sri Navadvip Dham, which extends over 16 koshas, approximately 32 miles, is certainly not different from Sri Vrindavan. In these 16 koshas, there are 9 dvipas or islands. It is, in translation always it is written kosha, but actually it is, I see in Bangla, it is krosha. We also hear 84 krosha, like Brajamandal Parikrama, like this. It is krosha. I don't know why they put kosha everywhere. Krosha. In this 16 krosha, there are 9 dvipas or islands. Just like an 8-petal lotus flower floats on the water, this Navadvip is also like a lotus flower with 8 petals, which are the 8 islands. Antardvip is in the middle, and like a dot, at the very center of this Antardvip lies Mayapur. And then this will here tomorrow. Last year, when we were reading this book, we were reading 1 means up to 9:15, 15 minutes more than usually, but still I noticed that on last day we had to go longer. We could not read all. So this year I plan to do up to 9:20. I will read. I cannot explain so much because otherwise we will not be able to go through all. If someone has any question or something, he can ask separately. And we will sing that Navadvip Ashtaka by Rupa Goswami and observe Madhavendra Puri disappearance day and all this up to Gaur Purnima. And also it is impossible that I can read according to how devotees in our mat in Navadvip Dham they are doing parikrama, because then on those last days it becomes too much. So I will just continue reading till that 9:20 and how much it will come, and like this. So till the Gaur Purnima we will finish the whole parikrama, but it will not be like exactly as they are doing in our mat, but because we are doing according to book. So we will have up to 9:20, and mostly I will just read. We have to hear, then we can get the fruit of performing Navadvip Dham Parikrama. So tomorrow we will start.